Hi, second grade. Welcome to Module E, Reading Lesson 2. Today we're going to continue in our topic about wild weather. Yesterday we began this topic by studying and thinking about connections, the way that the author fits their ideas together in a way that teaches us about their topic. Yesterday we talked about cause and effect. So we talked about asking ourselves what happened and why did it happen? And if we could answer those questions, we knew that the author was connecting his ideas with cause and effect. Today, we're going to think about another type of connection that authors use. Sometimes authors use time order, and that's what we're going to focus on today. I can describe connections in a scientific text using time order, before, during, and after. Let's get started. Yesterday, we read about how there are many different types of superstorms. And you remember that we noticed on the map that one of the types of storms that we can see in our area very often is a tornado. We talked about how because tornadoes are common in our area, we really need to study them and know what to do so that we can be safe, because tornadoes can be dangerous. So I want to read this article together with you and begin learning about tornado safety. So let's read it together and think about how we can use this article to help us get ready in case there's a tornado. Tornadoes have been reported in every state and can happen at any time of the year. Take tornadoes seriously because with winds blowing at 200 miles per hour or more, they can destroy just about anything in their path. Second grade, I want you to notice this right here, this MPH. This is an abbreviation. That means it's a few letters that stand for something bigger. This stands for miles per hour. So when I read it, I actually say miles per hour. It's a way that scientists measure the speed of something. And in this case, they're using miles per hour. Whenever you see a number followed by MPH, it's talking about how fast something is going. In this case, we're talking about how fast the winds are blowing. Let's keep reading. A tornado watch means tornadoes are possible in your area. Stay tuned to the radio or the television news. A tornado warning means that a tornado is either on the ground or has been detected, which means you can see it, on the Doppler radar. Seek shelter immediately. All right, second grade, the author just told us the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning. So I wonder if you caught that. What is the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning? Head to the next Nearpod slide to see if you can answer that question. How'd you do, second grade? Were you able to answer that question correctly? A tornado watch says that it means tornadoes are possible in your area. Stay tuned. That just means it could happen. You need to keep listening to see if one develops. But if there's a tornado warning, that means someone has seen it or the radar shows that there is a tornado on the ground and you need to seek shelter. It's important to know the difference so you can know what to do to be safe. Let's keep reading. Before a tornado, have a disaster plan. Disaster is a word we're going to see a lot when we read about superstorms. Disaster is an event that causes damage. So anything that causes damage can be a disaster. And this author says you need to have a disaster plan, something that you can do if there's an event that causes damage. Let's find out what it means to have a disaster plan. Make sure everyone knows where to go in case a tornado threatens. Prepare a disaster supplies kit for your home and car. Include a first aid kit, bottled water, a battery-operated radio, and a flashlight. Now we have a diagram over here called Disaster Supply Kit. I want you to take a look at this diagram and think, how does this diagram help you understand what the author is talking about? Head to the next Nearpod slide and share your thoughts. I like that thinking, second grade. This diagram is helping us understand because the author talked about a disaster supply kit, and this diagram is showing us some of the things we might want to put in our disaster supply kit. It's telling us a little bit more than what the author put in the text, so it's important that we look at that diagram to get even more information. Let's keep reading. During a tornado, go to a basement. If you do not have a basement, go to an interior room, that means an inside room, without windows on the lowest floor, such as a bathroom or closet. If you can, get under a sturdy piece of furniture, like a table. If you're outside, go to a ditch or a low-lying area and lie flat in it. So if you can't get inside, then you need to find a low ditch or a low-lying area and lay as flat as you can. But it's a lot safer if you can get inside. If you're at school during a tornado, every school should have a disaster plan and have frequent drills. You've probably had some of those drills, haven't you? Basements offer the best protection. Schools without basements should use interior rooms and hallways on the lowest floor away from the windows. That's why we often go into bathrooms or you go out in the hallway and you don't stay in your classroom. Crouch down on your knees and protect your head with your arms. All right, I want you to think about this word frequent. Every school should have a disaster plan and have frequent drills. What is the meaning of the word frequent when the author uses it in this sentence? Can you figure it out? Head to the next Nearpod slide and see if you can. Smart thinking, second grade, were you able to figure out that frequent means often? Every school should have a disaster plan and have drills often, or having them more than once. Shoot. Nice job, second grade. Way to use those context clues to figure out the meaning of this word. We should have drills often. Frequent means to have something often, and we need to have those drills often so we know what to do. Let's keep reading. After a tornado, stay indoors until it is safe to come out. Check for injured or trapped people. Use a flashlight to inspect your home, and stay away from fallen power lines and stay out of damaged areas. Now that we've read this entire article, what is the main topic of this article? And how does this paragraph help you understand the topic? Go to the next slide and see if you can answer those questions, and then we'll get started talking about connections again. We're going to be spending a lot of time during this unit reading scientific text that is about a science topic. And when we read scientific text, we have to think about how the author is connecting their ideas. Yesterday, we talked about how sometimes authors will connect their ideas by telling us what happened and why it happens. Today, we're going to talk about connections called time order connections. Those kinds of connections that an author uses when they tell us before, during, and after. We can know the author is using these connections by asking ourselves these questions. What is the topic? So what is the author teaching me about? And can I explain what happens before, during, and after the topic? If so, the author is using time order connections. Let's take a look at that using our tornado safety article that we just read. First, I want to think, what is the topic? So what was the big idea that this article was all about? And you already told me when you were answering the questions. The main topic of this article is tornado safety. Then I have to think, does the author tell me what to do before, during, and after? He does. Did you notice the author said before I need to make a disaster plan? That is something I can do before I would even encounter a tornado. Then during a tornado, I need to go to a safe place. He gives lots of tips for what to do during a tornado if you're at home or at school. And then the author tells me what to do after a tornado. Stay inside until it is safe. The author connects all of these ideas using time order by telling me what to do before, during, and after a tornado. And tornado was our main topic. I want you to try out this work on your own now. Today you're going to read the article, Hurricane Safety. Hurricanes are another type of super severe storm or wild weather that we see often in Florida. So we have to read what we need to do in order to stay safe. You're going to read this hurricane safety article. If you didn't bring it home with you from school, that's okay. It'll be the next Nearpod slide. Then I want you to get out your Describing Connections graphic organizer. Today you're going to work in section 2. Again, if you didn't bring it home with you from school, that's okay. I will have this section as a draw-it slide you can type on. I want you to ask yourself as you read, what is the topic? So what is this all about? And can I explain it with before, during, and after? I want you to record your thinking on the Describing Connections graphic organizer. You're going to write the main topic on this line and think, what happens before? And jot your ideas here. What happens during? Jot your ideas here. And what happens after? Jot your ideas here. See if the author uses time order connections by telling us before, during, and after for hurricane safety. If you still have time left during your independent reading time, try this workout with your own independent reading books. Does your author connect ideas using time order in your independent reading book? It'd be fun to find out. All right, readers, head off and find out about hurricane safety, recording your thoughts, and have a great independent reading. Don't forget to come back here and reflect on today's lesson. Have fun!